Kevin Dugan, what's up? Good morning. Let the people trickle in here. Good morning. Hold on. Good morning, folkers. Good afternoon, good evening. Snapzilla Gorilla, definition of anarchy. That's the channel. Hit that like button when you come in so the notification go out. Or the down button, doesn't matter. After seeing the news, I do believe your AR-15 needs a 20-round magazine to do the job. Hell, a 30-round magazine, 100-round magazine, 100-round drum. Why not? Good morning. If you're coming in, hit that like button. Hit the like button. Got some information about the beer bug, the cerveza bug, whatever you want to call it. Very interesting. Y'all know where I'm at. Working on the stairs. Getting my ruck on. So, yes, a drum magazine is what you need when being chased by a mob of communists. Or a mob of anybody. A mob of fascists. A mob of Marxists. A mob of racists. Whatever you need to run from. Whatever you need to defend yourself against. Okay. So I'm gonna get started. So, there's a new study coming out of Germany that shows that exercising, when you're infected with the cerveza bug, can cause more harm than good. Yes. A study out of Germany shows that exercising while you're infected can cause more harm than good, even after your symptoms have passed. So let's say you had it. From mild to severe symptoms, exercising can cause problems. During and even after. So y'all tell me what that sounds like. Sounds like they don't want us to exercise, right? What they want you to do, if you have the cerveza bug or the beer bug, is lay up. They want you to lay down and not perform any physical activities for 6 weeks or something like that. I don't know about that, y'all. That sound right to y'all? Don't sound right to me. But I'm no doctor. I'm no scientist. You know, I didn't do the study and all that. So that's my disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to give medical advice or to tell you what you should or shouldn't do if you come down with COVID. But I'll tell you this though. Exercise, right? Regular exercise improves your health, improves your immune system. You know, I don't need to be a doctor to tell you that. But except for when it comes to the cerveza bug, the beer bug, doesn't help with that. It harms, right? That's what they say. But there's some interesting things at the end of the study or the end of the article that I came across that tells you, or that tells me, man, believe half of what you see, none of what you hear. None of what you read. Use common sense, your own experiences, and look at what the agenda is. Look at who it would benefit. Well, if y'all coming up in here, y'all just coming in, hit that like button as you trickle in here. Hit that like button. So, it just so happens I have the article right here in my vest. I'm going to read it to you. Some of it. Okay? Very interesting. All right, hold on. Let me open this puppy up. Oh. So, we live, well, the beliefs are now, they want us living as like peasants, living in the Stone Age, so they can have massive amounts of electricity to contact trace. Morning King always grinding. Love you for the discipline. It's motivation. You are appreciated, Royal Family. No doubt California dreaming. That's what I'm here for. I like to motivate people. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, my boy, Computer Whiz, He was in the chat the other day. He's actually an actual friend of mine that I know in real life. After they change your DNA and RNA, you will only be able to consume special foods. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, click that like button. So, I'm gonna read this, all right? And what it says. Study. Exercise and COVID-19 can be a dangerous combination. Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy. All right, let's see. In a recent study published in JAMA Cardiology, German researchers found that the combination could put you in some real danger, even potentially leading to serious heart problems, right? Because God knows exercise is bad for your heart. The study shows working out while battling coronavirus can make it worse and lead to myocarditis for some patients. All right. Hey, what's good? No nonsense, Stucky. How you doing, mama? Okay. So, a 48-year-old Georgia man, a former competitive cyclist, found this to be true for him. Okay. Trey Richardson spoke with bicycling.com about his struggles during a simple workout. So he went to get checked. At the same time, he also tested positive for COVID-19. He was instructed by his doctor to refrain from exercise altogether for a while. Okay? Because, you know, good circulation and, you know, getting your lymphatic system moving, that's a horrible idea. His cardiologist says they're seeing athletes become symptomatic as the body's normal response to moderate to intense exercise, according to the article. Everyone is unique. Now, see, look, here's the thing. It's funny. Everyone is unique, and this disease affects everyone uniquely and can affect the whole body in many ways. Didn't I tell you that this thing does everything? Now, when you hear me say the real name of the bug, I'm reading it directly from an article. It's not out of my own mouth. So I'm reading this verbatim from an article, YouTube. This is not me, all right? It's not me saying this. This is coming from an article, right? Explaining the findings found by a German researcher, okay? Who did a single study, one single study, all right? Jordan Metzel, hold on. Everyone is unique, and this disease affects everyone uniquely and can affect the whole body in many ways. What do I keep telling y'all? The beer bug does everything, right? It causes every disease. Every disease known to man, the beer bug causes. So it beats every other disease or every other infection or whatever that can lead to these many diseases. It beats it to the punch, knocks it out of the water, right? Including beheadings during exercise or during car accidents. It causes drownings, right? It does everything. So when this becomes the third leading cause of death, understand it's because it's stealing the deaths from every other thing that causes diseases, except for heart disease. And you know, heart disease still is its own thing. But apparently, if you exercise and you have the beer bug, well, it can cause heart problems. So there it goes. Now it's going to start stealing heart. It's going to start stealing deaths due to heart problems, right? Because now, if you exercise during COVID, you're going to die of a heart attack. And yeah, you're going to die of a heart attack. And that's going to be because COVID-19, okay? According to this article, right? When you hear me say that word, you California Dream, you need my help. What's up, mama? I got that Cali suntan. Yeah. Yep. Nothing like it. So look. So there's no absolute algorithm for resuming activity as there is for a sprained ankle. My cousin has been missing for 3 weeks now. What? Okay, what's the information of your cousin? What's the information? Let's put the information in the chat, and you can also send something to my email. You can send some information to my email, and I'll make a video for her or him or for your cousin, you know, to kind of help put the word out there. If it's cool, I'll send you the information as well as some photos of her. Might be someone in Empire, La Puente, somewhere around these areas. Maybe you know anybody that's seen her. Oh yeah, no doubt. snapzillagorilla@gmail.com. Aisha Rogers. Yeah, so give me all the information you can. Send it to snapzillagorilla@gmail.com. That's Snapzilla with 2 L's. Gorilla with 2 L's. G-U-E. Gorilla. I'm really scared, and this feels really bad with regards to the circumstances that are surrounding it. Okay. I will definitely put some fillers out there. Actually have people in the IE that can keep a lookout. So I'll help you out as much as we can. Anybody else in my chat or watching, if you guys are in Cali, you know. Okay. I got you, baby girl. I got you, California dreaming. Okay, I got you. I will definitely look into it. I will just send me the information to my email address, and I will get on it. I'll do a video. I'll do a bulletin, whatever I got to do. I don't have that many subscribers, but I'll do what I can, you know. I'm sure Kevin, I've talked to the family members, and last time I talked to her, she told me she was homeless. Okay, I got you. No, I'm sure it has been messed up. It's not something that you want to have to deal with, you know? So yeah, I got you. So just send it. Send it my email. All right. So everybody send positive energy out to California Dreaming and her cousin so that she can be found. Okay. On your way to dialysis, okay. Be safe out there. Be safe. So, man, that just, oh man, I hate that. So, like we have enough to deal with already, right? With the COVID and all that. No problem, Queen. All we need is for our people to come up missing during this time. I need to exercise because I'm 44 out of shape. I walk everywhere because I have no car, but that isn't enough. All right. So I'm gonna finish the last bit of the article. A growing number of doctors across the country agree with the new findings and are now saying if you get diagnosed with coronavirus, you should refrain from physical activity for at least 2 weeks and ease in after that. Ease into it after that. Hold on, let me put this up. Hold on, y'all. Hold on just a second. All right. Doing some lunges. So y'all caught that. So now, if you have the beer bug, they're now saying, I'll tell Derek, I'll let him know. So now they're saying, damn, look at my hat. If you have the beer bug, refrain from any physical activity, right? So they want you to lay up. But what have you always been told about getting sick with the flu or whatever else? That you should not, when you're trying to heal, when you're trying to fight something, from other research that has been done and other studies throughout the decades, and even in the beginning of this whole beer bug crisis, that you should be as active as possible because it'll help with the circulation. It'll help keep your lungs as clear as possible. You know what I'm saying? Just like if, let's say you sprain the knee or something like that. You sprain your knee too bad or real bad, or you hyperextend it, or you tear a ligament or something like that. The last thing you want to do is lay down, lay up, and not do shit. You know what I'm saying? To the point where you're not getting any circulation, all the healing components of your body's immune system won't be able to get to the joint or get to the area of the problem because it's getting stalled out. And what else are you hearing about this? Huh? I heard about somebody who had allegedly had the cerveza bug. No one I knew personally. It's always like a third or fourth degree away from me when someone's infected. Haven't personally met anybody that is currently infected. Although I did meet one dude from New York. You know, he had relatively mild symptoms. You know, he had the cough, the fever. He didn't have the shortness of breath or anything, but that was about it. He lost his sense of taste and smell after his other symptoms went away. So the coughing, the itchy throat, and the fever, and you know, the fatigue and all that. After that was done, he then had the loss of sense of smell and taste for about 2 weeks. So anyway, I know somebody who knew somebody that said that they know that they had a coronavirus, right? And they were very inactive, very inactive. So what ended up happening? Did I say that? Damn it. Had the beer bug. They didn't have coronavirus. They had a beer bug. Anyway, I'm not giving any medical advice. I'm not saying anything against the CDC or the World Health Organization. All right? I'm not giving any recommendations of a cure of anything. YouTube. So anyway, they were inactive before the beer bug and during the beer bug. Well, they died from a blood clot okay? They had a blood clot that killed them, all right? And the doctor, you know, they posited that it could have been because, or it's very likely because, the dude was inactive. You know, because what happens when you're inactive? You don't get that great circulation. What ends up happening is you start forming blood clots. This happens in overweight people who don't exercise. So the beer bug is supposed to increase the chance of forming blood clots and coagulation and all that. So if you're inactive and you don't have great circulation to begin with, then it's a lot more difficult to break that blood clot up, as opposed to if you're active, you know, you got good blood circulation, you're doing the things necessary to optimize your health. Well, then the likelihood of, well, they go down. You understand what I'm saying? So again, this isn't medical advice. I'm not telling you how to fight the beer bug. I'm just telling you what has happened to some people. Okay? And understand, this study is one study. All right? But it can't apply to everyone. Like I said, it's very unique how it affects different people. Okay? Now, if those people are exercising real hard if they're trying to be active and they have the beer bug, perhaps it's because of other reasons. Maybe it's not because they exercised. Maybe because something else is going on. And the beer bug accelerated it, or it was gonna happen anyway. But y'all know how I feel about the existence of the beer bug. I'm skeptical, to say the least. Let me see what y'all got to say. The people at the Colbert Report are calling out to the feds for radicalizing those Muslims at the new Mexican Tao compound and murdering a child. They buried the case and sent them to mental institution. What? What the hell? Excuse me. That's interesting. Can you put something about that in the chat? Or email me something. So anyway, that's what we got going on, man. They're now saying, based on one study, based on one researcher's findings, that exercise and beer bugs don't go together. They can accelerate the likelihood of death. Very interesting. Do they not want us to exercise? Does not exercise increase your lifespan? Does it not send you into autophagy, which is good for you? When you go into autophagy, so you can reach autophagy with exercise as well as fasting. So, you know, when you go into autophagy, your body goes to work to clean up all the damaged cells and remove toxins and whatnot, expel things from your system. But apparently, that's not the case when it comes to the beer bug. So what do y'all think about that? Do you think there's any merit to what this study shows at all? I don't. It's one study by one individual. And I don't appeal to authority. So it is what it is. You know? Because this is my thing. If exercise made your symptoms of the beer bug worse, then why aren't there more dead people? Why aren't there more hospitalized people? Princess Diana, what's good? Man, it's been a minute. I ain't seen you in a minute. What's good, mama? Princess Diana's in the house. Been a minute since I seen her. How you doing out there? So, if it's been a minute, miss you too, kid. Miss you too. We all miss you around here. So, if it's true that exercise worsens the symptoms of the beer bug, then good morning. Then why aren't there way more people that have succumbed to the beer bug? Why haven't more people been hospitalized and put in intensive care with the beer bug or put on ventilators? Because it can be said that the number of known cases of the beer bug in this country or in the world is but a fraction of what actually is, right? I don't know if you guys remember those doctors from Bakersfield, those 2 doctors that they censored a long time ago when California had 7,000 cases, right? Based on the lack of testing and based on how long the coronavirus has actually been in this country. Why did I say that? Damn it. Not the coronavirus, the beer bug. Based on the amount of time the beer bug has actually been in this country, that 7,000 cases, 7,000 confirmed cases, that's not it. There's likely, based on research, closer to 200,000 cases of the beer bug. And that was when we had 7,000 confirmed cases. So that should tell you something. So, a lot of people, a vast majority of people in California like to exercise. So, you would think that if exercise accelerated the complications or, raised the complications or caused more likelihood of mortality with the beer bug, there'd be a lot more dead people in California. A lot more dead people in California. A lot more dead people in the world. A lot more dead people in this country. There's still not enough testing. So let's say you believe in the existence. Rodney Morrison was good. Let's say you believe in the existence of this beer bug, right? And you go by the fact that more people have it than is known, okay? Because you simply can't test enough people. That means it might be 2 or 3 times more cases, actual cases, than confirmed cases in this country. A lot of people exercise, a lot of people don't. A lot of people exercise, a lot of people don't. And the people that are more likely to succumb, careful. The more people that are likely to succumb to the beer bug are older people with comorbidities, right? They suffer the worst symptoms. They suffer the most deaths. Comorbidities and older people. And children are barely affected by it. And look at how active children are, right? Children are highly active. Teens are very active. Young adults are very active. people like me are very active. So if it was indeed the case that exercise and activity worsened your chance with the beer bug, then I think there'd be a lot more dead people. I like the mountain in the background. Florida's flat. Yes, it is. I've been to Florida once. Miami. When I was stationed in Georgia. It was a beautiful place, to say the least. So, and hot, yep. Super hot. Not as hot as Okinawa, Japan. That was the hottest place I've ever been. Really, it was the humidity. My grandson had the beer bug at 2 months. It didn't really affect him. I'm sorry to hear that, no nonsense, Stucky. Well, they said that he had it, right? They told you he had it. Did he have any symptoms? So, like I said, y'all, if that were really the case, I would think we'd see a lot more hospitalizations and deaths. You know, I would think I wouldn't see as many people up here doing these stairs. Just saying. None. I didn't even notice a change in behavior at all. Can you tell me why y'all tested him? Just curious as to why he was tested. Was somebody else you know that he came into contact with have it? So, also, why are you finding this out so late in the game? Why are we being presented with the study so late in the game? His grandmother tested positive, so they tested him and he was positive. Sorry to hear that. So the other grandmother tested positive. Sorry to hear that. How is she doing? I don't know, man. I can't tell you guys what to do if you get the bug. But this is one thing that was said, okay? If you have it, if you have the beer bug, no, you know what, Anthony Andrew Seward, I need to watch that. I started it, but then something else came up. I like where the amazing Lucas has been, where his head has been these days. Okay. They're both fine now, that's great. Were they active? Did they lay up in cocoons? Or how were they behaving? See, sometimes you're breathing, used to a Camp Pendleton running the ridges. Man, yo, I got this weighted ruck on, you know, 50 pounds worth of shit. And I'm talking. So yeah, I'm gonna be breathing hard, man. So, why this study coming out so late in the game? So close to flu season. I couldn't tell you. But what I can tell you is that one study. And you see, at the end of the article, which I'm going to post in the description section, when the video renders, is that several doctors across the country agree that you should not perform activities if you haven't.
Right, yeah.
A few? Out of how many? You see, they're only going to give you so much information. For the people that suffer from confirmation bias, that believe so heavily in everything that they're being told about this. Oh, see, look at here. Because there's some people that don't want to exercise even when they're healthy, sick with something. They don't want to get up and be active. So when, you know, the study comes out, it might go viral. I don't know. I just found out about it. Haven't heard much anywhere else about it. But if this thing goes viral, it's going to serve as confirmation bias for people who don't want to exercise, who don't want to be active in the first place. So if they catch it, they're just going to lay up anyway. It'll give them that much more reason to be lazy and inactive. I'm just saying. That's my take on it. You're on to something, I think, common sense abilities. I'm bringing the hypnotic MSM. You know, common sense ain't common. It really isn't. It really isn't common. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at the things circling what's going on with Jacob Blake. You know what I mean? Now, somebody brought up the other day, the last time I did my Rucking Live, that Jacob Blake was a pedophile. Well, I looked and looked, and I didn't see anything that confirms that. What I saw was that he had a felony warrant for sexual assault and something else, I forgot, which is bad enough. But I said, yo, is he convicted of that? You can accuse somebody of anything all day, every day. But if you can't prove it, it means nothing. Look how many people have been wrongfully convicted throughout the many decades this justice system has been in place. Many of them black. Over 70-some% of all exonerees are black. So that should tell you something. Even if you're convicted, doesn't mean you're guilty. Hello. Hey, Sharon Fulton. That's why I said, if that Jacob Blake is indeed a pedophile, I ain't got no love for him. No respect. No empathy. No sympathy. Hang him. This is what I say to pedos. Fredophiles. Let's say Fredo, because they'll get you for the P word too. Or Chester child. That should put you in the mind of it. So let's say you're a Chester is proven beyond a shadow of a doubt, because that's a serious accusation. You have to be able to prove it over doubt. Well, let's not waste taxpayer money housing these motherfuckers. You understand? We should not waste money housing these people. There are many different creative things you can do. Feed a hungry lion. Feed some hungry pigs. Drop that Mickey Ficky in the zoo. Quarter him and feed him to the lions, the bears, and the tigers. You know? I know you don't want to give him a taste of human flesh, but maybe just have a specific set of lions and tigers that are specifically designed and raised to eat pedophiles. So not only are you saving money on food for the lion, right? You're saving money on electricity. You're saving money on food for the inmate. All this other shit. Save some money. But again, it has to be proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. Because if you convict somebody of being a Fredophile and it turns out you're wrong and you give them a summary execution, well, you can't reverse that execution. So you have to go through the same painstaking process of proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is what happened. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We can't just go around, doing that. So, and the same thing with Jacob Blake. I don't see any conviction. If anybody has any different information, put that in the section of comments for me. Send it to my email, and I will gladly speak on it. The fact of the matter is this. You heard there's a 911 call that came out, right? The details of the 911 call came out that said that he was, trespassing on his ex-girlfriend's property and took her keys or whatever. Okay. Does that change the fact that it's not okay to shoot somebody in the back 7 times who was walking away from you? Y'all let me know. If you think, listen, because that's an allegation, the trespassing and the key taking. That's an allegation that was made by an ex-girlfriend. That should make you think, well, what's the mind state of this girlfriend? I'm not just going to, it's an allegation. There's such thing as due process. You can't act on an allegation in that regard. And did they do that? Did they shoot him back 7 times because he trespassed? Is that the reason? No, it's just another reason to justify shooting somebody in the back. They justified it before all this information came out. But if it turns out he's a Fredophile, then I don't care. If it turns out that he draped a woman, no sympathy. Do with him what you will. But it has to be proven. It can't be an allegation. It can't be a warrant. We need a solid conviction that had gone through the step-by-step process. If you don't have that, then a mere accusation does not give you a death sentence. Right? Common sense tells me that. Because I had a story for y'all. The both of those rioters are females because they called 911 and got the cops, went on all the men in the hoods. What? It was attempted murder, 7 shots, close range. Yeah. Okay. So, and this is my thing. Since we're going to justify it, right? Let me tell you a story first. When I was in the Army, I was stationed in Fort Riley, Kansas, right? I had my wife, my ex-wife now. Her friend came over to the house. We lived on post. All right, this is the key to the story. And the reason I'm probably still alive. We had housing on post, okay? And her friend came over. And her friend was wearing, some clothing that was kind of revealing, right? Her titties was out. So my wife peeped game, right? She felt like her friend dressed in, and it's not really her real friend. It's somebody she met on post while we were married. Like these, you know what I'm saying? So look, she's like, were you looking at her titties? I'm like, come on, man, don't be ridiculous. So she got I was like, yeah, I was looking at her big ass, juicy titties. Mm-hmm. So we're washing dishes when I said this. We're washing dishes together. She's washing, I'm rinsing and drying. So when I said, yeah, I was looking at her titties. Well, she took a pot that had hot water in it, okay? Now, it wasn't super hot. It was just hot enough for her not to feel scolded or uncomfortable, you know, enough to wash the dishes real good without burning your hand. She threw it in my face. Whatever he did, he didn't deserve to get shot in the back like that. No, no one does really. But, and when it comes to children and women, like, if you drape, because I can't say it without the D, you know, because of the algorithm. If you drape a woman or chesterize, I'm sorry. Any bad thing that happens to you, I can't have any sympathy for that. 1113 was good. Hit that like button when y'all come up in here. Women don't always want the truth. Facts. A lot of people don't always want the truth. So, she threw hot water in my face. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I grabbed my water bottle, which was filled with room temperature water, and I squirted her in her face with it. What does she do? She immediately swings at me with the pot, all right? Hits me upside the head with the pot. And, you know, I didn't have time to react because I didn't think she was gonna do some shit like that. I thought she was gonna throw more water on me. But no, she hit me upside the head with the pot. Broke the handle off of the pot. But that didn't stop her. She then proceeded to swing at me with the pot handle, scratching me up. Thankfully, I blocked most of it. You know, I was able to block most of it, and I was able to restrain her, but not before she got on the phone with her cousin and told her cousin to call the police on me. Now, her cousin lived on post 2, and she was married to a soldier, okay? So that's how I met her. I met her at the commissary when she was out with her cousin, you know, and I hollered at her. Anyway, so her cousin called the police on me, and I'm trying to calm her ass down. And the police show up. Thankfully, they were MPs and not civilian police. Might have been a total different outcome. MPs operate completely different from civilian police. Completely different. If I were in the civilian world and that happened, I was liable to be killed. Word. Okay, so anyway, thankfully, they saw the scratches on my head and the bruises and scratches on her knuckles, and they put 2 and 2 together. She ended up being charged. I didn't charge her. I didn't press charges or anything like that. They just did it themselves because I'm government property, and she damaged government property on post while married to a soldier. So, you know, that's not good. So, the point of that story, which ended with the charge being dropped, because I didn't show up to court. I wasn't about to go and snitch on my ex-wife. No, I wasn't doing that. So I didn't show up to court. The charges were dropped. Okay? And what's funny is, I didn't get the court invitation, or whatever you want to call it, until after I was already out, like 2 years later. So, you know, the point of that story is, anybody can accuse you of anything. She had her cousin tell the police that I was attacking her, that I was hitting her. We know that ain't true. They knew it wasn't true. So just because you're accused of something doesn't mean that it's a fact. It means that there needs to be an investigation. Facts need to be gathered. Need all the information. So, until it's confirmed that he did the things that they're accusing him of, you know, I'm not going to go by that. I'm gonna say, well, that's an accusation, that's an allegation. What if somebody launched allegations at you without proving it? Then you get shot in the back and they're like, oh, fuck him. He was alleged to have done this, that, and the third. Not convicted, not proven. Facts and evidence, that's what you need. Not conjecture, not allegations, not accusations. I need more than that. So anyway, let me read these comments. All right. He was convicted, raper, and violent felon, drew a gun on people before, had warrants. Okay, the mind is parable. Can you drop the link to that conviction in the comment section? Conviction. One had a Glock firearm. He was a felon and had no rights to even wield or own a firearm. Which one are you talking about? Well, are you talking about Jacob Blake, or are you talking about the guy that was shot in the arm during the protest? Oh, you talking about Jacob. Okay, he was resisting. Okay, he was resisting. What's your point? Evading, had a deadly weapon, a knife. You know, let's see. Mind's parable. I'm going to make you a mod so that you can drop information. You say he was a rapist, a convicted rapist, right? Mind's parable. Let's see. He was a convicted raper. Okay, convicted. Yes, find a link. Find a link. Now, this is me personally. If you're a proven rapist, I don't care what happens to you. I don't care if you're tortured for 9 hours. But again, I need proof. Because I'm objective around this piece. I'm not caping for Jacob Blake because he's black. So let's say this. Charges. Charges are not the same thing as conviction, my friend. This is what I try to tell people. Charges are not convictions. You can't operate like that. I mean, you can, but it doesn't make no sense. Right? A charge is not a conviction. A charge is an official logging or an official booking of a alleged crime. You were charged. You understand? Okay? That didn't look like no knife I ever seen. I'll keep you a mod, Mind's Parable. You've been in here quite enough. So hopefully y'all can rock with me as my mods as I continue to grow. And as I continue to grow, there will be trolls. And I don't, look, the rules of deletion engagement. I mean, you guys, as my moderators, the rules of deletion engagement. Do not delete a comment, put anyone on timeout or anything for any reason whatsoever, unless it's spam, okay? Or a bot. If it's an obvious bot or spam, skeet scat it. That's it. Because what that does, it clogs up the chat. That's not free speech. That's freaking retarded. All right? I believe in free speech. So we do not delete anybody that's speaking their mind, even if they're disrespectful. If they're disrespectful, let them speak. You can gather a lot of information from people who don't agree with you. A lot of great information. You can find out a lot of things. You can find out how a lot of people think by allowing them to speak, no matter what they say. So that's what I'm about. It's good. Healthy dissent is good. So please, no deletions unless it's spam or bots. Or bot spams or spam bots. Yeah, you know, ABL posted something in his community tab that said he was carrying what perceived would look like a knife. Now, yeah, freedom of speech has consequences. Like, if they're disrespectful in the chat, I can be disrespectful right back. That's a consequence. And I will disrespect you just like you disrespect me. Free speech has consequences. It just so happens that deletion and timeouts, they're not one of them in my comment section. All right? So anyway, yeah, I saw that. ABL posted the blown up enhanced picture of Jacob Blake carrying what to him appears to be a knife. Now, I've never seen a knife that was black like that. Now, I've seen black bladed knives, but not ones with square blades. That looked like a square bladed knife, if it was indeed a knife. I'm not rolling. So then he edited, because I shared it. I shared the post and said, I don't know if y'all saw that on my community tab, where I was like, does this look like a knife or a phone? Maybe it was a phone knife. Yeah. And that sucker had a square blade. I was like, yo, maybe it was a credit card knife. I don't know. You heard about those? You can buy them from them little hobby stores or them hidey hole shops. The credit cards that have blades on them. You pull them out of a little sheath and you can cut people with it. Maybe it was that kind of knife. I was getting ready to get into that. Introverted. Hopefully you're not an incel. Just kidding. So, that looked like, so then ABL put in an edit into his original post and said, the Attorney General of Wisconsin confirmed that Jacob Blake had a knife. Oh yeah, because I'm always ready to believe what an Attorney General has to say about something. Okay, he was convicted of felony assault. I mean, that's not the same thing as sexual assault. Physical assault, I can get into a bar brawl and get an assault charge. Oh, against a police officer. So it wasn't the first time he punked a police officer. Got it. Yeah, I heard about that. I'm not concerned about it. That doesn't convince me that he should have been shot in the back 7 times. No. A knife, they would have shot him before he got to his car. Because it could be. Now, this is just me speculating. I'm letting y'all know. Yes, I'm human. I don't always not operate out of conjecture. This is me speculating in music because I'm a writer, okay? And as a writer, I can think of different scenarios. What if they saw that phone knife in his hand. Because if I shoot him right now, the phone will drop and they'll see that it's a phone on the ground in the video. We have to wait until he gets in his car where his phone is safe and secure in his car. Then we'll shoot him. I know. Sounds kind of premeditated, but you know, what are the odds that no psychopaths are in the police force that think like that? Now, again, that's just me and my musings. Doesn't mean that it's true. YouTube. Justifying past is all. They could have processed with a caution. Yeah, of course. There are police officers that are saying, actual police officers that exist today, sergeants that actually have time in the force, that say that the cops handled that completely incorrectly. Now, they'll probably get in trouble for speaking out on it. Because guess what? Once you become a good cop, you're an ostracized cop. And you can only become a good cop if you speak out openly about the bad shit that's going on in your department. Just because you don't participate in it and you keep your mouth shut, that doesn't make you a good cop. That makes you an indifferent cop. In order to be a good cop, you have to actually do something tangible. Like these officers did that say that the Jacob Blake case was handled incorrectly. So, bruising a police officer, listen, let me tell y'all something, man. If you're going to be a cop, listen, if you're going to be a cop, I don't suggest you get sloppy and lazy, slip on your training, don't do your training, don't do your martial arts or your hand-to-hand combat training, and think that because you have a badge, a gun, and a bulletproof vest, that people are just going to lay down for you and not resist and not fight. That's not how life works. A lot of people don't care if you have a badge and a gun and a costume and a bulletproof vest. Some people will take it to your ass. So if you're too scared or too weak or too unskilled to handle a suspect, one single suspect, when you got two of your buddies around, if you can't handle it, then don't be a cop. If you can't fight, if you can't run, if you can't put somebody in some type of non-lethal submission hold and cuff somebody, then what are you doing? Now, is it easy to do? No, even for the most well-trained individual. Because a resisting opponent, it's not like you watch these YouTube videos where they're like, oh, this is self-defense, and then the attacker is letting the woman that's demonstrating do all kind of shit to him without resisting. No, a resisting opponent is much more difficult to deal with than what they show you in these YouTube videos. Even for a woman, even if you try to subdue a woman, it's very difficult. Like I said, my wife was hitting me and scratching me. It took me a minute because I wasn't hitting back, right? I wasn't hitting back. I did not lay my hands on her, but I was able to subdue her after a little bit. But it was difficult, especially if you can't hit them. I don't hit women. So she got some shots off. I blocked many of them. I blocked not so many of them. I was able to subdue her, but it took a lot of work. It was very difficult. For a woman, she weighed 130 pounds, okay? She was enraged. She was out of her freaking mind. So, yeah, I get it. But that's what you signed up for. You didn't raise your right hand to say, oh, I swear to kill every suspect that I encounter because I'm too goddamn weak to handle my business. That just shows what kind of punk you are. You a punk. Point blank and period. If you can't subdue a suspect with two other guys, then you need to join another. You need to do something else for a living. Sell some fucking flowers. Deliver some flowers. No, because if you deliver the flowers, somebody might try to steal the flowers from you, and you can't fight, and you're out of shape, and you're fat. So therefore, you'll get your flowers taken. No, don't do that. Don't deliver the flowers. Sit behind the counter with a plexiglass shield on it and sell flowers that way, because you a fucking pussy. You too goddamn weak to subdue a suspect with 2 other guys. I'm not saying it's gonna just happen right away. Snap your fingers. The suspect's subdued. No. Put that work in. Train. If you train, if you practice, if you spar, you will become proficient. But these cats didn't do that. So guess what? They got punked by one man who apparently punked the cop before. That should tell you something about the police force in that town in Wisconsin. Just saying. And I'm tired of the complaints. Oh, the police, they go out there every day and they risk their lives to protect you from every demon in the world. Listen, they signed up for it, okay? Okay, boo-boo? Okay, pumpkin? You signed up for that. You signed your name on the dotted line and you raised your hand, man. And you said, you know what? I'm gonna handle my business, but you didn't handle your fucking business, and that's why you a punk. At the end of the day, I don't want to hear nothing about they risk their lives every day. You signed up for that. You took the job. You swore in. It's like me joining the army and becoming an infantryman, and like, oh my God, I'm getting deployed. Oh my, I can't do this. Well, guess what? If I train, if I went to the range on a regular basis, if I put in the effort, and I had the confidence, and I knew that my fellow soldiers had my back, then I'll be less inclined to pussy out. You understand what I'm saying? Come on, man. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear nothing about that being a justification for killing someone unjustly. Oh, you know, cops can kill people unjustly because they risk their lives every day. No, that's not how it fucking works. It does not give you carte blanche to run around like Fu Manchu and think that you can do whatever the fuck you want to somebody because you may encounter someone who could kill you. No, that's not how that works. Oh, well, these officers don't know what a person's gonna do. They scared. If you're scared, go to church and stay out the fucking uniform. Period. Pussy ass. Boy, I tell you. You pussy. Let's see, let me read these. All right. That's where all the serial killers now reside. And the costume, yeah. Right, this is why I don't think women should be cops as well. Well, you know, anybody can do anything. Gun should be a last resort. Taser, baton, pepper spray, bean bags, tear gas. I mean, and yeah, they have all that. But all that was not required for Jacob Blake. Yes, he was able to resist getting cuffed and walked away. And it's only because these cops are fucking weak. The cops that shot him, that could not subdue him, are punks at the end of the day. And that's not the type of people I want patrolling my streets, so-called keeping me safe. Because guess what? I might encounter them not having done anything wrong, and they have this perceived fear of me, and they end up killing me because they too goddamn soft. You weak. And anybody who would defend a cop like that, they weak too. Period. That goes for the ABLs, the Officer Tatums, all of them cats. My dad knew a bunch of 1930s old retired cops, and all of them were big as a professional wrestler and could probably toss your ass around. Now, some cops can handle their business. Don't get it twisted. And those are the ones that usually make the arrest instead of killing people. I saw, and I had much respect for this cop. I saw a video where he's in front of somebody's front yard, and he's trying to get somebody to go with him. And the guy was like, nah, you gotta fight me. Take your gun off, take your badge off, and fight me man to man. You know what that cop did? That's exactly what he did. He said, okay, you want that smoke? I got you. So he took off his gun, his badge, gave it to his partner, and proceeded to whoop dude's ass. Whooped his ass. Can't have none but respect for that. He gave the dude the opportunity. He said, okay, if you beat my ass, I'll let you can stay right here. I won't take you in. But he got his ass whooped. Calling the cop out. Cop whooped his ass. By himself, without advantages, toe-to-toe squared up. Nothing but respect for that dude. Saw another video where a cop actually on Crenshaw, and he was on Crenshaw, Manchester. And I don't think he was trying to take anybody in. He just was doing his thing, and you know, I think some dude was like, yeah, box me real quick. He had the gloves and everything. Cop put on his gloves, whooped dude's ass. You know what I'm saying? But it was all in fun. They laughed about it. Didn't beat his ass down, you know. Just outworked him, outboxed him. He knew how to do it. He knew how to box. He knew how to pick him apart. He had skills. That's the type of cop that I would not have a problem, you know what I'm saying, if I encountered him. Because he would come off right away with the confidence to say, I'm not going to overreact with this guy. You know, he might fit a description, or, you know, he's spared. I'm not going to act like he's my enemy because I'm too confident for that. I know how to handle my business. And then I've encountered cops like that. I've encountered cops, hell, that gave me a warning, you know, that was respectful and all that shit. Doesn't mean they were good cops, you know, because they could be one of those indifferent cops that toes the blue line that I was talking about. But he wasn't no pussy. So there are those cops out there. All right, let's see. Let's see here. Let me go to the top chat. They've been doing a lot of killing lately too. Who has? 1113. I have seen some cops that are so out of shape, there's no way they could any kind of fitness test. Yeah, and they should be fitness tested regularly, and they should have to get in the ring regularly to spar and train. That should be mandated. Because let me tell you something. The more you train, the more you spar, the more confident, the more you improve, first of all, and the more confident you are in your abilities. And so when you encounter a real life situation, overreacting. That's the same thing for trained fighters who aren't cops. If you're a trained fighter and you know you can handle your business, you're going to be you're likely not going to be the first to throw a punch, or you're not going to be the aggressor. You might throw a punch first, but only because you know the threat is coming. You can read body language. That's another thing you should be learning in fight training, or so-called self-defense classes. They should be able to show you how to read body language of an aggressor and know when the aggressor is likely going to attack, so you can attack first and get it out the way. Hold on, guys. Okay. Had to catch my breath a little bit. Let's see. I find the hypocrisy funny because people reacting to the situation are condemned for feeling a certain way, but an officer reaching in fear is acceptable. Yeah. Only cops can operate on fear and get away with it. Or psychopathy. Might not be afraid, might just be a psycho. That could be the case too. They got that immunity card, yeah. The qualified immunity. Sharon Folter says, I used to work as a 911 dispatcher. And imagine it's the same most everywhere. Of course. It's the way the system is set up to protect them that gives them that ability to operate in corruption. Because the system itself is corrupt. The system itself is designed for police officers to enforce man-made edicts and extort the people they encounter with these traffic violations and, jaywalking citations and whatnot. That's how the system is operated. It's designed for that purpose. So yeah, corruption is the hallmark of the justice system. How many judges have been convicted of selling kids up the river? Many. For private prisons. They got caught and convicted. But only a few. Do you think that's it? No other judges are that corrupt? Think again. It's all a setup. Remember that forensic lady who faked 200,000 or some shit like that? Drug tests. They got people locked up. She got caught. She got convicted. You think she's the only one? Who benefited from that? The prison industrial complex, the private prison system. So yeah, the justice system itself is ripe with corruption, and it encourages auxiliary corruption within the police departments. So yeah, that's how it rolls. Hold on. Woo, almost done, y'all. This was a lot quicker. Last time, this is my 5th lap. Oh. People with their back to you generally aren't attacking. Facts. This one old tire cop was huge and jokingly would use his massive hand to grab you, wrist, and pinch you. And that was a hello back then. Hey. And he probably didn't need to abuse his authority. But I don't know him. In my state, a lady at the crime lab was doing the drugs that were evidence. Of course she was. She was a chemist. In America, originally the rich had separate laws. You are not allowed. Hold on. Woo! Was the last time I did this. So next time, I might do 6 laps. Maybe I'll just do the same amount of laps. And if I improve my time, then I'll do 6 laps later on. In America, originally the rich had separate laws that were not allowed to duel with pistols if you're not the elite. A dishonest, poor person was not punished as often. Yeah, that's wild. Whew. They're killing. It's only reasonable to assume people don't want to have them and control them. Look, man, when I hear that so many cops die every year, I'm like, and they use that as a justification for the cops to kill the way they want. No, that's not how it works. It's not how it works at all. Hold on. Ooh. I'm at the truck. Ooh. Oh. Hold on, kids. Yo, actually, I'm looking at my actual time. Last time it took me about almost, I think I was at an hour and 50 minutes. The last time I did this. The time that I've been doing live is different than the time that I actually been doing, that I had started to see. I started live, so I did it in 1 hour and 39 minutes. Last time it was like 1 hour and 50 minutes, so I actually did improve. I'm going by the time that I've been on the live, but that's a totally different time. Hold on. I'm gonna give y'all something. Show you guys something, man. Something that really helps me during my ruck. This right here is a back brace, but it's a special kind of back brace. It's a spinal decompression back brace, right? So you put it on real tight, put it on as tight as possible. Right now I have it on, get it to the right size. Right now it's on medium, right? It's on medium size right now. It's on medium size. And what it does is you put it on real tight and you pull these tabs as tight as possible and you land it on the other side. And that expands your spine. It takes a lot of pressure off your spine. So if you're going to be rucking or anything like that with any kind of heavy weight, I suggest you get something like this. This was given to me by my chiropractor. I don't know what the brand is or anything like that, but it's a spinal decompression brace, basically. So it really helps with my back not hurting during my ruck. It takes a lot of pressure off my spine. So that's a good thing. Hold on. So now y'all, what I got to do, I'm going to stay here and do my Muay Thai drills. And I'm going to do some jump roping. And I'm going to call it a day. Took my brace off. Took my heavy backpack off. Now, I got my ropes. Got my ropes in there, my jump ropes in there, and my electrolyte drinks. Let me see the top chat. In America, okay, so thoughts on the NBA not playing? Whatever they can do to mess somebody's money up. The elites have always had a social credit system, but it's different in the rich people's world. Most foreign protests are good. I just had to entertain the argument of someone saying more white folks got shot and killed by the police than blacks, do as if it's supposed to be an acceptable rebuttal. It's not. What? Of course it isn't. But I'm gonna tell you why white folks are more likely to get killed by the police. It's because they're more likely to fight the cops. They're more likely to attack the cops. They're more likely to shoot at the cops. And so, of course, and there's more white people in the world. There's more white people in America. So, yeah, it's a high chance that you're going to have more white people getting shot by the police because they're more likely to to escalate. They're more likely to escalate. You've seen it. You've seen where white folks are attacking the police and the cops are doing everything in their power to not hurt that white person. You've seen plenty of videos like that. They get the common courtesy. That's just reality. I'm not race baiting. I'm not pulling no race card. I'm just going by the reality that I see. Okay? So you can call me what you want. Race baiter, reverse racist, whatever the fuck you want. But white folks are more likely to fight with the cops. That's just the reality. So, I'm going to make a final point with this whole situation. If we're going to operate under the system of, oh, he has a warrant, so it should be okay to shoot him in the back. Oh, he was walking. He didn't obey my every command. Oh, he didn't. He looked at me the wrong way, or he smoked some weed in the past, or he resisted, or he was on drugs. Because these are all the talking points that these clown shoes use to justify police shootings. Oh, he was a drug addict. Oh, he had a criminal past. Oh, he had this going on and that going on and blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? Let's... Yo, in my back, they did what I believe. They saw a black shooting up the Dallas police station back in 2014? I think it was 2015. Well, look, if we're going to justify a police shooting with drug addict, oh, he resisted a little bit. Oh, I couldn't keep him down. Oh, he took my taser. Oh, he had a criminal past. He had a warrant. If you're going to justify the shooting of someone in the back for those reasons, then guess what? Let's save time. Let's save money. Let's save energy. If you're a drug addict, instead of going to rehab and trying to improve your life and detox, let's just put a bullet in you. Now, YouTube, this is just parody. This is parody. This is satire, okay, that I'm doing right now. No, you don't need a second chance. Drug addict, you're a drug addict. So as soon as I show up, if somebody calls me and says you're doing drugs, I'm going to shoot you on the spot. Oh, you're a drug dealer? You made a mutual transaction with another human being, another grown-ass man, without force, without any type of threat. They wanted something you had. Oh, we're going to kill you too. Oh, you're dead. Oh, you were convicted 20 years ago of assaulting a police officer and giving him a black eye? Oh, well, when I show up, I'm gonna just shoot you. No, no more jails, no more rehabilitation, no more anger management. None of that. If you get the cops called on you, then you're gonna get killed every single time. If we're gonna justify that, if we're gonna justify a police shooting with those type of things, then why waste time with courts and energy? Why waste time, money, and energy on the court system? Why waste time, money, and energy on rehabilitation? Screw that. If you had the police called on you in the first place, no matter what the reason, you deserve to die. Because you're human, and if you're human and you feel like you didn't do anything wrong and the cops come up to you and start grabbing on you, you might not feel like being submissive that day. So, and if you don't submit 100% to the police, then you need to die. Period. So let's not waste time. We're not going to come ask questions. We're going to, as a matter of fact, if you're calling in a burglary and you're 90 years old, you're a 90-year-old woman, and you're calling in a burglary, just be prepared to die when I show up, okay? Okay, pumpkin? Guess who said that? No, this is real shit. Guess who said that when he was a cop, he had to be okay with the idea that if a 90-year-old woman called in a burglary, he might have to kill that 90-year-old woman. This is their mentality. Brandon Tatum, the officer Tatum said that. The officer Tatum said, if a 90-year-old woman calls in a burglary, he has to be prepared to kill that 90-year-old woman. Then why should the 90-year-old woman call your punk ass? Hopefully that 90-year-old woman, if she hears this, if she knows this is the mentality of the police, then she shouldn't call the police when there's a burglary. She should call her nephew, her son, or the community police that actually care about her life, that knows who she is. They should come help her in that burglary, not your punk ass. So with that mentality, everybody involved in a 911 call has to die, okay? Let's just eliminate the bullshit. No more debate, no more arguing. Since we're gonna roll like that, let's do it. George Floyd deserved to die because he made it difficult for the cops to get him into the car. And he said, I can't breathe, before he was down on the ground. He deserved to die because he had fentanyl and opioids in the system. He deserved to die. So they should have just shot him when he came up. He passed off a $20 bill. Oh man, a counterfeit bill. You got to go. You're dead. How about that? Let's cut the bullshit. The cops should just be going around killing everybody they encounter because it's going to be justified anyway, right? You can save a lot of money. We can tear down the jails and we can make them all Disneylands for you people in the fantasy world. How about that? Anybody else down with that? Let's cut the bullshit. Let's cut the middleman out. Forget about lawyers. Forget about the court system. Forget innocent until proven guilty. If you're a cop, you show up, you kill somebody. You just kill them. You're good. You're good. Angelica Orozco, how you doing? They just want everything as crazy as possible and deploy private military on us to kill us for real. Man, don't be surprised if that's what's coming next. All that saving, winning, exactly. 1113 knows what's up. Yeah, cut the bullshit. Let's see. Read some of these chats. Hello all from Boise, Idaho. Cops are not to protect us, protect the system. Exactly. That's what the Supreme Court said. The Supreme Court ruled that the cops don't have to protect to serve the community. Let's see. Funny how crack was criminal and opioids are health crisis. Exactly. Exactly. You know, somebody tried to tell me that the crack era, that the opioid crisis does not bring about violence as crack does. Are you kidding me? The legal sales of opioids. Are you kidding me? No, it doesn't cause violence. Are you serious? I mean, if you look at those numbers, it's crazy. Ever since they started restricting the opioid shit, right? Like the access to it, the violence is going up, right? The more illegal they made it, the more the violent crimes went up. They can't do anything with that correlation that makes sense. They want you to think the more you make something illegal, the less dangerous and the less violence accompanies it. But that's the exact opposite. Drugs there's no violence surrounding drugs until you make it illegal. Because guess what? Any bad thing that the drug is going to cause you to do, like stealing, hurting someone, killing somebody, is already illegal. It's already illegal. And people are doing that without the drugs. You understand what I'm saying? But if you make it illegal, you increase the chance of that violence occurring. Because now it's illegal and people still want access to it. And there's a lot of different things people got to do to give you that access. The dealers, they have to go through a lot more trouble to get you the shit that you want. Right? They got to deal with the cops. They got to deal with snitches. They got to deal with rivals. It's more violent to make drugs illegal. And making drugs legal does not get rid of them. I swear these people don't have the common sense that God should have given them. Right? They think that if you make drugs illegal, then they go away. One person even said, one of your favorite YouTubers, or ABL, he said, can you imagine, if you make the drugs illegal, if you make drugs legal, then you're going to see, do you want a crack den or a drug house in your block? You want to have a drug house on your block? What? There are drug houses right now with drugs being illegal. Drug houses are the reason. What? Illegal drugs are the reason drug houses exist. Crack houses on your block, they exist because it's illegal. What? But if the drugs were legal, they could be regulated for safety. They can be tested. Because guess what happens when you legalize drugs? People still want the drugs. People still want to provide the drugs. But to make better access and to make it spread out, they cut it with chemicals. They process it, make it more dangerous. A lot more overdoses that way. A lot more dangerous side effects. But if you make it legal, it'll be cleaner. Well, it should be, right? It should be. Unless Monsanto gets a hold of the crops that you use to make the drugs, okay? Like they're doing with the marijuana in Hawaii. But that's another story. Y'all get what I'm saying. Making drugs illegal makes it worse, makes the violence worse. Look at the prohibition of alcohol. Alcohol is bad enough on its own, right? But if you make it illegal, people are still going to get access to it. Somebody's still going to provide it because it still exists in the world. It still exists. There's still alcohol in the world. You can make alcohol out of fruit and potatoes. You're not going to get rid of alcohol. You can have a distillery in your backyard. You understand what I'm saying? When they made it illegal, oh man, the violence, it ushered in the mafia. The prohibition ushered in the mafia. Capone, right? Lucky Luciano, all these cats that got together to form the La Costa Nostra. How do you think they got their start? They got their start in the motherfucking bootlegging. Are you kidding me? That's history right there. That's history. Right? And guess what? There came a point when the La Costa Nostra said, we're not dealing with drugs because guess what? It's illegal. And if you get popped with drugs, it's a done data. Yeah, Joe Kennedy, all these cats. Nucky. Listen, man, you would not have the La Cosa Nostra without the alcohol prohibition. You might have had something going on, but it wouldn't have been you understand all the shit that happened to surround it, how the mafia got started because of the prohibition of alcohol. Do you know what the fuck that did? They wanted the prohibition to occur because they knew they would make a lot more money with alcohol being illegal. You understand what I'm saying? What do you think you're helping? Look at history. You won't have drug houses? Or you want a crack house on your block if they make drugs legal? You have crack houses right now. And where's the common sense? And these are the type of people that people hold up as intelligent. You telling people that if you make drugs legal, then you'll have crack houses, as if they don't already exist. The reason I'm repeating that is because I'm trying to help you guys understand what I'm saying and what the senselessness, you understand, of these law-abiding citizens. I'm telling you, these labs, that's what they are, labs. These labs, the law-abiding citizens, oh man, they're going to be the detriment of the freedom in this country. They are. Anyway, they write scripts for pain meds, and that's legal, but heroin, which is one molecule away from Oxycontin, is wrong. It's hypocritical. Hypocritical. Is hypocritical a word? Who cares? Hypocritical. All right? It's just nonsense. It's all nonsense, and this is what we got to deal with in this country. This is what we got to deal with in the world. Introvert, who cares, LOL? Yeah, man. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. And, let's see. Breaking news. LA Health Department will not allow schools to... Hold on, I'm going to check this article real quick. That, guys. Some breaking news. LA County won't allow schools to apply for reopening waivers. It's a bunch of nonsense. Listen, if the schools never open again and ever, y'all know how I feel about it. My kids are homeschooled, have been homeschooled their whole school career. All right. And my child, my oldest daughter, she's 10 years old, and she's already learning pre-algebra. Pre-algebra at 10 years old, and she's getting it. You understand what I'm saying? She's getting it. Pre-algebra. I'm praying the schools don't open. Me too, man. Education is the best. But you don't have to send your kids to an institution to get a proper education. You just have to know how to reach your children. And who better to reach your children than you and family? I'm not saying just you. Get together with family. You know family members that are smart, right? They have a good education, but there's not much they can do with their education because they got their degree and they're not working within their degree. They're smart people, and now they're not working. They can help educate your child. You give them, you break them off a little something. Be resourceful. Be creative when it comes to educating your children. And you'll see how far you can go. I mean, my sister-in-law is Hispanic, and she's teaching my children Spanish. She's a housewife. Her children weren't homeschooled. She's been a housewife her children's whole career too. But her kids went to school. But now her kids can't go to school. And she's helping my children learn Spanish. I mean, you can use the people you know. Use the people you love. Kids many times don't listen to family. A prophet is not without honor. Well, my kids listen to me. Sums up with the screen. Oh, I had to break away to look at an article. Is the screen still messed up? My ex is a big sheep, trying to convince him to homeschool my 14-year-old. yeah, I mean, I am planning to homeschool my 4-year-old. Good for you, Angelica. It's a beautiful thing, man. Like, and you can sleep. Like I've been off work for the last 2 months. I'm going back in October. Okay. I had to get away from work for a little bit to focus on the shit that I want to do, right? For my own self, which involves fitness and firearms training and whatnot. I want to get into that. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna keep you guys posted. My rancher, the guy I get my meat from, he's opening up a smokeless firing range that involves using laser equipment. Use laser equipment to sharpen your skills as a shooter, right? In different scenarios. You're not just standing in a line at a firing range, just shooting at a target. You're doing different scenarios. You're doing moving targets, things like that. And it's basically dry firing with a laser. Dry firing exercise with a laser, and dry firing is very effective. It saves ammo and it still gets you sharp. Don't get it twisted. Some of the best shooters dry fire most of the time, and they save their ammo. Anyway, I'm gonna be involved with that, and I'm also looking into. He has a warehouse. He has the laser smokeless firing range, and I'm also going to be doing some physical training in that warehouse. So I got some things coming. So I have to get myself right, so that when I'm training people, I can keep up, and I can do what I tell them to do, and all that good shit. You feel me? Sounds like virtual reality. It's not virtual reality. It's not like you're not putting on glasses. It's basically you have screens and you have real weapons that have the laser stuff on the weapon, and you're just, you're acquiring different targets, and you're doing what you got to do. It's fun. Like I said, it saves ammo. You don't have all these regulators in your business. It's a smokeless range, and you can be just as sharp as if you were out there firing off live rounds, which is good too. You need to fire off live rounds. You got to do it, right? Especially you especially have to zero your weapons, zero your long guns and all that stuff. Very important. So anyway, let me get out of here, man. Kids many times don't listen to family. Profit is not without honor. Well, you gotta get your kids to listen. Anyway, much love to you guys. Shout out to you guys later, and I'll catch you on the next live, probably on Sunday. If not Sunday, then Tuesday. Tuesday will be my next live, and then I'm gonna start doing more lives at the house when I get my computer game back up. My children took over my computers and just slowed. They got my computer so bloated with crap, with the school stuff and their own little things going on. My computers aren't even my computers no more. They're my kids' computers. They done took over all the computers. So I got to get more computer equipment. So anyway, much love to you guys. Peace out.